Chapter 6. Community and Service. The Joy of Giving and Belonging. Imagine walking into a room where warm laughter spills across the tables, where the scent of shared food lingers in the air, where every face, young or old, brightens when you arrive. This is the magic of true community. For many of us, the years after 60 bring the freedom to seek that magic more deliberately. The world becomes less about rushing and more about connecting. And in those connections, we discover something profound. Service and belonging are two sides of the same shining coin. Why we need each other. Human beings are wired for connection. Long before cities and smartphones, our ancestors gathered around fires to tell stories, share meals, and protect one another. Modern life sometimes tempts us toward isolation, but the truth remains: joy deepens when it is shared. Research shows that older adults who engage regularly in social and volunteer activities live longer, experience less cognitive decline, and report higher levels of happiness. But numbers only hint at the deeper truth. You can feel it in your bones when you reach out and someone reaches back. Volunteering as a path of purpose. One of the most rewarding ways to nourish community is through service. Volunteering transforms spare hours into meaningful action. Whether you help at a food bank, read to children at a library, plant trees in a local park, or serve meals at a shelter, every gesture matters. Consider the quiet satisfaction of tutoring a child in reading. You sit side by side, a book open between you, and watch as letters turn to words and words to wonder. Or imagine comforting a frightened animal at a rescue center, feeling the tremble of a small heartbeat steady under your gentle hand. Such moments knit invisible threads between hearts. If you enjoy organization and planning, you might help coordinate events or fundraisers for a cause you cherish. Environmental cleanup, arts programs, health awareness. If you love the outdoors, join a trail maintenance crew or community garden. If you're skilled in carpentry or technology, teach those skills to teens or newcomers. The opportunities are endless because every community has needs and every life has gifts to give. Intergenerational friendships as service often bring something unexpected: friendships across generations. Picture a retired engineer teaching robotics to a group of curious 12-year-olds. Watch their eyes light up as a simple motor spins for the first time. Or imagine a 70-year-old gardener showing college students how to coax tomatoes from dry soil. In these exchanges, wisdom flows in both directions. The older offer experience, the younger offer fresh energy and new ideas. These bonds are more than pleasant. They are profoundly healing. They remind us that age is not a wall but a bridge. They prove that the human spirit does not retire. Creating your own circles. Not every community is ready-made. Sometimes you create the circle yourself. Start a weekly potluck where neighbors bring dishes and stories. Organize a skills swap where people teach one another, from knitting to smartphone photography to bicycle repair. Begin a monthly storytelling night, inviting participants to share a 5-minute true tale from their lives. If you love literature, found a book club. If you love walking, begin a morning walking group. These gatherings need not be grand. A kitchen table, a few chairs, and the willingness to listen can transform ordinary evenings into cherished rituals. Spiritual and cultural communities. Faith traditions have long offered powerful networks of support. Churches, synagogues, mosques, temples, and meditation centers provide built-in opportunities to serve, preparing meals for those in need, visiting the sick, or simply sharing conversation after services. But you need not be religious to find a spiritual home. Many towns host secular meditation circles, humanist groups, or philosophy cafes where deep conversation thrives. Cultural communities also flourish everywhere. Join a local heritage society, music ensemble, dance troupe, or language group. Celebrate festivals, Diwali, Lunar New Year, Juneteenth, or local harvest fairs. Through culture, we share not only art, but identity and history, weaving new friendships while honoring old roots. Service in everyday life community is not only built in scheduled meetings, it lives in small daily gestures. Offer to carry groceries for a neighbor. Check in on a friend recovering from surgery. Write a note of appreciation to the postal worker or the teacher who made a difference in your grandchild's life. These acts may seem simple, but they send ripples outward, shaping a culture of kindness. Even digital interactions can nourish connection. A thoughtful email, a kind comment on someone's creative work, a video call to a distant friend, Each is a thread in the tapestry of belonging. Overcoming barriers. It's true that reaching out can feel daunting, especially if you've been isolated or shy. Start small. Attend a single meeting. Introduce yourself to one person. Remember that most groups welcome newcomers. Many are hoping you will show up. Transportation or mobility issues? Seek organizations that coordinate rides or offer virtual participation. If you're caring for a spouse or family member, online volunteer roles, such as tutoring via video or helping with digital outreach, can keep you connected from home. The gifts you receive. People often begin volunteering to give back, only to discover they are the ones transformed. You may gain new skills, unexpected friendships, and a sense of vitality that no solo hobby could match. Laughter shared over a community project lingers long after the day ends. Purpose becomes a gentle current carrying you forward. Community as legacy. When you invest in others, you leave a living legacy. The garden you helped plant, the child you mentored, the program you launched. These continue long after your direct involvement. They become part of the story of your life, a testament that you did more than exist. You enriched the world. Consider writing a brief reflection after each act of service. Over months and years, these notes will reveal a map of compassion, a chronicle of moments when you chose connection over isolation. A closing vision picture yourself years from now at a long wooden table surrounded by people of all ages. The air hums with conversation. Someone tells a story, and laughter bursts like sunlight through clouds. In that moment, you will know you are not merely passing time. You are part of a vibrant human family. Community and service are not chores. They are the heartbeats of a life fully lived. By giving your time, attention, and love, you invite the world to give back in ways you cannot yet imagine. This is the joy of belonging. This is the quiet, enduring miracle of being human.
Chapter 7. Food and Culture. Culinary adventures and world flavors. Close your eyes and imagine the aroma of warm bread just pulled from the oven, the crackle of its crust,
the soft steam rising as you break it open. Food is more than nourishment. It is memory, celebration, discovery. For those of us in the rich, reflective years beyond 60, exploring food and culture can become a journey of joy that stirs every sense and every story we carry. Food as connection. Every meal tells a tale. The soup your grandmother simmered, the spices your parents used on special holidays, the dish you once tasted on a faraway trip, all are threads in the tapestry of your life. To cook or share food is to say, I remember, I care, I belong. When you invite someone to your table, you invite them into your history. Research consistently shows that eating with others strengthens relationships and supports emotional well-being. A simple shared supper can lower stress, reduce feelings of loneliness, and even encourage healthier eating habits. So, as we explore new flavors, remember that the greatest ingredient is companionship. The adventure begins in your own kitchen. Travel may be limited at times, but the world's cuisines are only a recipe away. Turn your kitchen into a passport. Choose a country, read about its traditions, gather ingredients, and let the scents transport you. Italian night. Knead fresh pasta dough, letting the flour dust your hands as music by Vivaldi plays. Simmer a tomato sauce with garlic and basil until the air fills with the fragrance of summer gardens. Japanese evening. Prepare miso soup, steam rice, and try rolling your own sushi. As you slice bright vegetables and delicate fish, feel the quiet elegance of Japanese aesthetics, balance, simplicity, harmony. Moroccan feast. Toast cumin, coriander, and cinnamon, then stir them into a tagine of vegetables and chickpeas. The aroma alone is a journey through desert markets alive with color and song. Each meal becomes a story, each bite a step across continents. Farmers markets and local treasures. Global flavors begin locally. Visit a farmer's market and talk with the growers. Taste a tomato still warm from the sun, a cheese crafted by patient hands, a loaf of bread baked at dawn. Ask vendors for their favorite recipes. Many will gladly share secrets handed down for generations. If mobility is a concern, consider community-supported agriculture boxes. Seasonal produce arrives at your door carrying the essence of local soil and sky. Cooking with what the land provides each week invites creativity and a deeper appreciation of nature's rhythms. Cooking as art and meditation. Cooking is not just a task. It can be a meditation, the rhythmic chopping of vegetables, the gentle stirring of a pot, the attentive tasting as flavors meld. These acts draw you into the present moment. As you cook, breathe deeply. Notice textures, colors, scents. Allow gratitude to infuse the meal. Some find special pleasure in baking, measuring flour, waiting for dough to rise, watching a golden crust form. These simple acts echo life's own cycles of patience and reward. Share your bread with neighbors. The gift of homemade food carries a warmth words cannot match. Food and health. After 60 exploring, cuisine can also nurture vitality. Emphasize vibrant vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and heart-healthy fats. Learn the secrets of the Mediterranean diet. Olive oil, nuts, fresh herbs, which supports brain and heart health. Discover the power of Japanese cooking. Fish, fermented foods, green tea, renowned for promoting longevity. Experiment with herbs and spices that add flavor without excess salt or sugar. Turmeric for its anti-inflammatory qualities, ginger for digestion, cinnamon for gentle sweetness. Cooking at home gives you control over ingredients and allows you to tailor meals to evolving nutritional needs. Cultural celebrations and festivals. Food shines brightest when joined with festivity. Attend cultural festivals in your city, Greek food fairs, Caribbean carnivals, Lunar New Year markets, Oktoberfests. Taste dishes prepared with pride and tradition. Dance to music you've never heard before. Ask the cooks about the meaning behind each recipe. Most will share stories with delight. If travel beckons, plan trips around regional specialties. Sample gumbo in New Orleans, tapas in Barcelona, sushi in Tokyo, or street food in Bangkok. Every region carries flavors inseparable from its landscape and history. Hosting a global potluck. One of the simplest joys is gathering friends for a global potluck. Assign each guest a country to represent. One may bring Peruvian ceviche, another a French tart, another a South African boba tea. Decorate the table with maps or flags, play world music, and invite everyone to explain their dish. The evening becomes both dinner and cultural exchange. This kind of gathering builds community and invites playful learning. Even those who rarely cook can participate by sharing a store-bought specialty or a family recipe told as a story. Food as legacy. Passing on recipes is a profound way to share love. Create a family cookbook, handwritten or digital. Include not only ingredients and instructions, but also memories. Where the recipe came from, who loved it, the occasions when it was served. Add photographs of past meals and notes from grandchildren. Teaching a child or grandchild to cook a favorite dish creates a living legacy. Long after the meal is gone, they will remember the sound of your voice explaining how to fold the dough, the feel of flour on their fingers, the warmth of the kitchen light. Mindful eating amid the joy of exploration. Remember the quiet art of mindful eating. Sit down, turn off distractions, and truly taste each bite. Notice texture, aroma, and the effort that brought the meal to your plate. The farmers, the rain, the sunshine, the cook. Eating with awareness transforms a simple meal into a meditation of gratitude. Food as bridge. Perhaps the most beautiful truth about food is its ability to bridge differences. Around a table, strangers become friends. A shared meal dissolves barriers of language, politics, and age. When you invite someone to eat with you, you declare, "We share the same human hunger and delight." Closing reflection. As you explore world flavors and local harvests, as you stir pots and tell stories, you join a tradition as old as humanity itself. Food is not merely fuel. It is art, history, community, and love. Each meal you cook or share becomes a quiet celebration of life's abundance and your own ongoing adventure. Chapter 8. Nature and Discovery. Adventures in the great outdoors. Step outside and let the first breath of fresh air fill your lungs. Feel how it cools your skin, how it lifts your mood almost instantly. The world beyond your door is alive with wonders. Rustling leaves, the scent of soil after rain, the endless sky shifting its colors. For those entering the rich decades beyond 60, this living planet offers both gentle solace and thrilling discovery. Nature invites you to move, to observe, and to remember that you are part of something vast and enduring. Rekindling the bond. Many of us spent childhood afternoons climbing trees, skipping stones, chasing clouds. Somewhere along the way, work and schedules pulled us indoors. Yet the bond with the natural world never disappears. The moment you return, whether to a quiet garden or a sweeping mountain trail, it welcomes you back like an old friend. Scientific studies confirm what our hearts already know. Regular contact with nature lowers blood pressure, eases stress, sharpens cognition, and lifts the spirit. But beyond the measurable benefits lies a deeper gift: the recognition that life itself is a grand, ongoing miracle. Gentle explorations. You don't need to scale Everest to feel the magic. Begin with a simple daily walk. Choose a neighborhood path, a riverside trail, or the loop around a nearby park. As you walk, notice the small details: the pattern of bark on a tree, the play of sunlight on water, the call of a hidden bird. This practice of noticing transforms an ordinary stroll into a meditation. If mobility is limited, even sitting on a porch or balcony can bring nature close. 10 potted plants. Observe the sky's changing palette. Welcome the tiny visitors: sparrows, bees, butterflies, who remind us that wildness thrives everywhere. Gardening. Cultivating life. Gardening is one of the most rewarding ways to commune with the earth. Whether you have a large yard or a single window box, the act of planting and nurturing living things offers both beauty and purpose. Feel the soil in your hands. Smell the green fragrance of tomato vines, the sweet perfume of basil or lavender. Gardening also nourishes body and mind. Fresh vegetables and herbs enrich your meals, while the gentle physical work strengthens muscles and joints. Community gardens can add friendship to the harvest. Sharing a plot with neighbors or friends transforms gardening into a social celebration. Birdwatching. The art of attention. Birds are everywhere. Urban rooftops, rural meadows, coastal wetlands. Their presence invites patience and wonder. Begin with a simple pair of binoculars and a guidebook or birding app. Listen first. Learn to distinguish the melodic call of a thrush from the cheerful chatter of a wren. Keep a small journal to record sightings, sketches, or notes on behavior. Over time, you will recognize seasonal rhythms, migrations, nesting, the quiet of winter. Birdwatching is less about collecting species and more about cultivating presence, the quiet joy of meeting wild creatures on their own terms. Stargazing. Awe in the night. When was the last time you lay beneath a dark sky and simply gazed upward? Stargazing reconnects you with the vastness of the cosmos. Find a spot away from city lights. Bring a blanket and, if possible, a simple telescope or even binoculars. Identify constellations. Orion in winter. The summer triangle. The graceful arc of the Milky Way. Track the phases of the moon and the dance of planets. Each night sky is a reminder that we are both infinitesimal and infinite, stardust aware of itself. Many communities host astronomy clubs with public viewing nights. Joining such a group offers guidance and shared wonder. Imagine standing with fellow sky watchers as a meteor streaks across the heavens, an instant of collective awe. Seasonal adventures. Every season offers its own gifts. Spring. Witness wildflowers carpeting forest floors. Listen for the first birds returning from migration. Plant seeds and feel the earth's awakening. Summer. Paddle a quiet lake at dawn. Picnic beneath a canopy of green. Take a slow evening walk as fireflies spark the dusk. Autumn. Hike among blazing maples and golden oaks. Gather apples, savor crisp air. Watch geese trace patterns across the sky. Winter. Bundle up for a silent snowfall. Track animal footprints. Sip hot tea as the world rests. Living by the seasons teaches patience and rhythm, reminding us that change is natural, that every cycle has beauty. Nature travel and ecotourism. If you long for bigger adventures, consider nature-based travel. National parks, coastal reserves, mountain retreats, each offers landscapes that inspire awe. Plan a trip to Yellowstone to watch geysers erupt, to Costa Rica to marvel at rainforest wildlife, or to Norway to witness the northern lights. Choose eco-friendly tours that respect local habitats and support conservation. Such travel expands your understanding of the planet while helping preserve it for future generations. Creative expression. Outdoors nature also ignites creativity. Bring a sketchbook to capture the curve of a branch or the shimmer of a lake. Try nature photography, experimenting with light and perspective. Write poems inspired by the scent of pine or the sound of waves. Art made outdoors carries the freshness of the elements themselves. Community in the wild, sharing nature with others deepens the experience. Join a hiking club, a local chapter of the Sierra Club, or a botanical society. Participate in cleanup days to care for rivers and trails. Volunteer at a wildlife sanctuary or state park. Conversation flows easily when you're walking side by side beneath trees or gazing together at a mountain vista. Friendships forged outdoors often feel both relaxed and profound. Mindfulness. Under the sky above all, time in nature is a return to presence. Stand barefoot on grass and feel the pulse of the earth. Listen to wind as it moves through branches. Watch clouds drift and reshape themselves. These simple acts quiet the mind and open the heart. Closing reflection. Whether you wander a distant rainforest or sit quietly on your own porch, nature offers endless discovery. It asks nothing but attention and rewards you with wonder. In every bird song, in each shifting star, in the scent of rain-soaked soil, you hear the echo of your own life, ever changing, ever alive. The world outside is waiting. Step into it and remember, you are not apart from nature. You are nature, breathing and luminous beneath the endless sky. Chapter 9. Legacy and Family. Preserving stories and wisdom. Picture a quiet evening in your living room. A grandchild curls beside you on the couch, eyes wide as you describe the world of your own childhood. How the streets smelled after a summer rain. How you rode a bicycle until the stars came out. How music from a distant radio floated across the neighborhood. In that moment, you are more than a storyteller. You are a bridge between generations, carrying memories no one else can offer. This is legacy, not just what you leave behind, but what you share while you are still vibrantly alive. Understanding legacy is often mistaken for wealth or possessions, yet its truest form is far richer. It is the wisdom you've gained through triumphs and failures, the values you've embodied, the kindness you've shown. It lives in the habits of those you've loved. The way your daughter makes tea exactly as you do, the way your grandson hums your favorite tune without knowing why. Legacy is the story of a life well lived, offered as a gift to the future. Telling your story. Begin by telling your own story. Set aside a notebook or open a blank document and let memories flow. Write about your earliest recollection of home. Describe your first job, your first love, the challenges that tested your courage. Don't worry about perfect sentences. Write as you speak. Later you can polish if you wish, but the heart of the story is more important than grammar. Audio and video can be even more powerful. Record conversations with family members, sharing anecdotes, songs, or jokes you've carried for decades. Imagine your great-grandchildren hearing your voice long after you are gone. Your laughter, your unique cadence, your stories alive in sound. Consider creating a memory interview with loved ones. Invite them to ask you anything. Their questions may surprise you, drawing forth tales you might have forgotten. These recordings will become priceless treasures. Preserving family history. Every family has a unique heritage. Gather old photographs, letters, and recipes. Label each with names, dates, and the little details that bring them alive. Create a digital archive so these memories endure even as paper fades. You might construct a family tree, exploring ancestry through records and DNA services. But beyond charts and dates, capture the living texture of your lineage. The songs your grandmother sang while cooking, the proverbs your father repeated, the scent of your mother's favorite flowers. Invite relatives to contribute. Hold a heritage night where each person shares a memory or artifact. Perhaps your niece brings a quilt stitched by a great-grandparent. Perhaps your cousin recalls a journey across oceans. As these stories weave together, everyone begins to see how individual threads form a single tapestry. Letters to the future. One of the simplest yet most moving acts is writing letters to those who will follow you. Compose a note for each child, grandchild, or dear friend. Share your hopes for their happiness, your reflections on love, resilience, and wonder. You might write a letter to a future descendant you will never meet, imagining what the world will be like and what wisdom might still guide them. These letters need not be solemn. Add humor, favorite quotes, even small everyday tips. How to plant tomatoes, how to make the best cup of tea. Such details carry your presence across time. Passing down skills and traditions. Legacy also lives in actions. Teach a grandchild to bake bread, to play a beloved song on the piano, to mend a torn sleeve, to care for a garden. When they repeat these skills, they will remember you in every motion. Consider hosting family workshops. One week you might share woodworking techniques, Another week, a cousin might demonstrate a traditional dance. This exchange of abilities keeps heritage alive while strengthening bonds. Celebrating milestones. Together, mark family milestones with intention. Create rituals for birthdays, anniversaries, or seasonal holidays that reflect your values. Perhaps you light candles and each person shares something they're grateful for. Perhaps you gather at a favorite park to plant a tree for every new baby born into the family. Such rituals anchor memory and create a sense of belonging that lasts across generations. The power of storytelling. Circles organize storytelling evenings where each person, child, a teen, adult, shares a personal tale. Stories of humor and misadventure are as valuable as heroic sagas. Through laughter and listening, family members see each other in new light. These gatherings remind everyone that every life, no matter how ordinary it may seem, is extraordinary in its own way. Digital legacies. In our era, much of life is digital. Consider organizing your online presence for those who come after you. Curate photos, label files, and leave instructions for access if you wish. You might create a private website or shared cloud folder filled with images, letters, and recordings. Some people craft digital scrapbooks with embedded audio. Grandchildren can tap a picture and hear your voice recounting the moment it was taken. Such gifts blend tradition and technology, ensuring that your spirit remains vivid. Sharing values legacy is not only stories and artifacts, it is the transmission of values. What principles have guided your life? Honesty, generosity, perseverance, curiosity? Speak about them openly. Show them through action. When younger family members witness your kindness to strangers or your steady pursuit of learning, those qualities take root in them more deeply than any lecture could. When family is chosen, not everyone has close biological relatives, but legacy is not limited by blood. Friends, neighbors, and community members can become chosen family. Share your wisdom with mentees, students, or younger colleagues. Support local youth programs or arts initiatives. The bonds you forge and the lessons you impart ripple outward, shaping lives you may never meet. A living legacy. Remember that legacy is alive now. It is not a final chapter but a daily practice. Every conversation, every shared meal, every act of care adds to the story. Rather than worrying about how you'll be remembered, focus on how you are loving and connecting today. Closing reflection. Picture a day far in the future. A young person opens a worn journal and sees your handwriting. They read of your first love, your travels, your quiet mornings watching the sunrise. Perhaps they smell the faint trace of your favorite tea in the pages. Though you are gone from the physical world, your presence fills the room. That is legacy. It is the eternal conversation between past and future, carried by those who live after you. By sharing your stories, your skills, and your heart, you ensure that the best of who you are will keep traveling forward, like a lantern passed from hand to hand, lighting paths you cannot yet see. Chapter 10. Living the Joyful Life. Integrating hobbies and staying curious, imagine a sunrise that belongs only to you. The soft pink glow spreads across the horizon, and with it comes a question. What will I explore today? This final chapter is about carrying that question into every morning, about weaving the hobbies and discoveries of the previous chapters into a life that stays vibrant, connected, and full of wonder. Making joy a daily practice. A joyful life is not an occasional vacation or a rare weekend retreat. It is the rhythm of ordinary days, moments when curiosity and playfulness are as natural as breathing. Start by identifying the small pleasures that make you feel alive. The scent of fresh coffee, the rustle of leaves, the first stroke of paint on a canvas, the first note of a morning song. Let these small joys become rituals. When repeated, they become a quiet heartbeat of contentment. Create a morning invitation. Before you rise, ask yourself, what is one new thing I can try today? It might be as simple as tasting a fruit you've never eaten, walking a different path, or learning a single new word in another language. Curiosity is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it grows. Designing your hobby rhythm over. The past chapters we explored countless hobbies: music, gardening, storytelling, birdwatching, painting, volunteering, cooking, astronomy, memoir writing, and more. Now the question becomes, how do you integrate them into daily life without feeling overwhelmed? Think of your week as a garden. Some plants bloom daily, others only in certain seasons. Your hobbies can follow the same pattern. A daily bloom might be 10 minutes of gentle stretching or journaling. A weekly bloom might be a Saturday morning painting session or a Sunday hike with friends. A seasonal bloom might be a summer astronomy night or an autumn photography project. Design a schedule that respects your natural energy. Are you a morning person? Reserve your most creative hobbies for early hours. Do you come alive at dusk? Plan music or stargazing for the evening. The goal is not rigid discipline, but a flexible pattern that honors your body's rhythms. Blending hobbies with relationships, joy multiplies when shared. Invite others into your discoveries. Turn a solo pastime into a social circle. A knitting group, a weekly cooking club, a neighborhood choir. Even a quiet hobby like journaling can spark connection when you read passages aloud to a friend. Teach what you love. If you've taken up watercolor painting, host a paint and tea afternoon for neighbors. If you've learned a new dance step, show it to grandchildren. Each shared experience becomes a new memory, a link in the chain of community. Mindful technology. Use technology can enrich or drain your hobbies. Use it intentionally. Join online forums where fellow enthusiasts exchange tips. Watch tutorials to refine your skills, but also set boundaries so screens remain tools, not distractions. A mindful balance lets digital resources enhance your real-world joy. Staying physically engaged, a joyful life thrives on movement. Whatever your chosen hobbies, be they musical, artistic, or intellectual, pair them with regular physical activity. Dance in the living room while music plays. Stretch gently before painting. Take camera walks where every photograph begins with a stroll. Movement feeds curiosity by awakening the senses. When you walk, you notice changing seasons, new bird calls, shifting light. These observations can inspire poetry, photography, or simply a renewed appreciation for the world's beauty. The spirit of exploration. Never stop being a beginner. Approach each new hobby with what Zen Buddhists call beginner's mind, a state of openness and eagerness without preconceptions. Allow yourself to be delightfully clumsy at first. Celebrate mistakes as proof that you are alive and learning. Travel, even if only within your own city. Visit a museum you've never entered, a park you've never explored, a small cafe tucked in a different neighborhood. Each outing refreshes your perspective and sparks new creative threads. Combining passions. Consider cross-pollination. Combining hobbies to create something uniquely yours. Perhaps your love of gardening merges with photography, leading to a floral photo series. Perhaps your new language lessons inspire you to cook traditional dishes from that culture. These intersections often produce surprising joy. Cultivating a mindset of wonder is the soul's vitamin. Practice noticing small miracles, the geometry of a snowflake, the persistence of a tiny plant pushing through concrete, the sound of rain on different rooftops. Speak these wonders aloud or capture them in a wonder journal. This simple habit keeps your heart young. Gratitude amplifies wonder. Each evening, list 3 moments of gratitude, big or small. A neighbor's smile, the scent of baking bread, a letter from a friend. This practice rewires the mind toward optimism and deep contentment. Nurturing emotional well-being. Hobbies are not only pleasurable, they are medicine for the spirit. They ease anxiety, sharpen memory, and bring purpose. Yet, life will still bring challenges. When sadness or fatigue arrives, meet it with compassion. Let your hobbies become gentle companions, not obligations. Some days, simply sitting in the garden and breathing is enough. If loneliness arises, remember that reaching out is an act of strength. Call a friend, join a group, or volunteer. Connection is as vital as any hobby. Giving back a truly joyful life includes giving. Consider how your hobbies can serve others. Play music at a community center, donate art to a charity auction, teach cooking to children, or share garden produce with neighbors. Acts of service transform hobbies into living gifts and deepen your sense of purpose. Embracing change your interests will evolve. What delights you this year may fade next year, and that's beautiful. Allow yourself to shift. Perhaps painting gives way to pottery, or hiking to meditation. Change is not a loss, but an expansion of the self. Living with curiosity. Ultimately, living a joyful life after 60 is about curiosity. Wake each day with a question. What can I learn today? Let that question guide you to new skills, new friendships, new corners of the world. Curiosity is the fountain of youth for the soul. Closing reflection. As we close this journey, remember that joy is not a destination. It is a way of moving through the world, a willingness to keep exploring, to laugh, to learn, to share. Your life after 60 is not a winding down, but a widening out. So rise tomorrow and greet the sunrise with wonder. Pick up the instrument, the brush, the walking stick, the recipe, the camera. Let your days unfold as a grand adventure, one hobby, one conversation, one moment of delight at a time. The world is vast, and so is your spirit. Stay curious, stay open, and you will remain forever young in heart.